What is that face you're making? Greeting, Super Ninfrendos and fellow Tarnished. Welcome to episode 81 of Next Gen Newsweek. My name is Mitch. Joining me, as always, Richard.
Hello.
Michael.
Meow meow.
Chase.
Hello.
And welcoming back Sir Steven. Welcome back.
Yo.
We have...
Glad to be back.
Yeah. We have a lot of stuff, not really, to talk about this week, but there's a lot of, this is the last week of, like, or it was the last week of, like, major February game releases. We've all survived it. Our wallets probably hurt a lot. No Chases probably hurts the most right now. Before we get into talking about that, I would want to tell you about our sponsor again, which is W Energy. You can get all sorts of great things from W Energy at their website, w.gg. Use code NEXTGEN at checkout to get 10% off of your order, or you can click the link in the description of this video. Check them out. They're awesome. And with that, let's go ahead and jump into what we've been playing. Steven, we haven't heard from you in a while, so what have you been playing?
Still trying to beat The World Ends With You. God, I did not know that game was going to drag on like that. I think that's one of the few games that I try to go through and get all the side missions and all the motivation words and combos and pins and conversation lines and different stuff. I took it back, way back, and loaded up Metal Slug. I just had to have some of that. I don't know why, but I just had to play it. Like I woke up one day and I was like, Metal Slug. and yeah, Nikki was kind of looking at me crazy. I don't think she understood what I was saying, but that was like the first two words that I said that day.
Yeah. That'd kind of be like if I woke up and went anime titties, and Steven's like, "Why are you in my bed?"
I've been playing Pokemon Legends too, and kind of been spoiling it for myself as I was playing it because Facebook and their groups and forums. But yeah, other than that, I've pretty much been chilling, working on some music, trying to figure out why Spotify won't let me download my my instrumental EP on there. You can pay a certain amount of money to release an album on there, and they just haven't gotten back to me. They said it was some type of issue and they couldn't do it, and they haven't gotten back to me. So that's delayed. I'm hoping by beginning of spring, mid-spring, I can have it out there. But other than that, I've pretty much been chilling.
Awesome. Michael, what have you been playing?
A lot of Fortnite. Try to get to tier 100 just to have that Spider-Man skin. So now I'm unlocking all the extra costumes. I've been playing a little bit of No Man's Sky because those expeditions. What else? Something else. Legends Arceus and Lost Ark.
Yeah.
I haven't really been as involved in Lost Ark. To me, it's kind of like, okay. Like, if you like MMOs, you'll probably like Lost Ark. Because it's like every other MMO.
Yeah. Did you ever get around to playing with David and all them, or are you still soloing?
No, I still haven't had a chance. Yeah, I've just been soloing it. Which, I mean, it'd probably be fine with friends, but just like... The enemies are not hard, at least so far.
Yeah.
I haven't even got to level 50 yet, so like I haven't hit any like real content yet. But it's an MMO.
Are you still going to try to beat Legends Arceus as your first game you've ever beaten?
Yeah. Try to 100% that. Yeah.
Awesome.
Get all the titties. All the titties.
All the female-looking Pokemon to keep in your party.
Yeah, the giant waifus.
Man. Chase, what have you been up to?
I've been just hanging out in the Forbidden West. That's all I've been doing. I'm like 66 hours in.
Jesus.
I've cleared about, I want to say about 60 or 65% of the map. And there's still a lot you can do. Like there's still a lot of areas I can't access because apparently it has like Metroidvania elements where you can't get to certain areas without certain tools. So yeah, I have not unlocked some of those tools yet. So I will have to go back to those previous areas and see what's in those areas once I get those tools unlocked. But like, man, I'm having trouble putting it down. Like I just don't want to stop playing it. I'm having a lot of fun with it. There's so many side quests. I'm like level 38. So like I'm still running into enemies that are way stronger than me, and I've been the enemies that are way under leveled compared to me. I'm like taking them out in like one hit. So, but yeah, like it's been great. The story has been incredible. Like it still looks. I mean, still looks so good, so beautiful. I'm just like loving it so far. So yeah, and then I have purchased Elden Ring. I have committed to that after this, so we're just waiting on. We'll see how much progress I'm gonna make until next week.
Well, chop. We gotta do chop. Yeah, Richard. Anything other than Elden Ring? I know we're gonna talk about that in a little bit, but.
Yeah, so I've kind of I've suspended my play of Elder Scrolls Online, but I still go on to do my dailies, which that only takes about half an hour or something like that, because I only run 2 characters. And then No Man's Sky, they've got the 5th expedition, which is really long-winded. I think there's only about 4 weeks left in that, so if you haven't started yet, get started. There's a lot of time-consuming things. But I will say this to anybody playing it that might be listening to it. The 5th rendezvous point is at a green system. And the closest red system to the 5th rendezvous point, if you go there...
We lost Steven.
Steven left us. We lost Steven. If you go there, there will be a planet, and somebody has created a base that you can see from space, and it said, beetles are here. Beetles are important for 2 reasons. One of the milestones is you have to have a beetle companion. Another milestone is that you have to fly on a beetle companion for 4,000 units. And then another one is a milk collecting thing. And the beetles, oddly enough, Chase, you talked about milking beetles. If you milk a beetle, you'll get crawl milk, which is really hard to get a hold of.
Oh my God. Beetle titties.
Remember, 5th rendezvous point, green system, the closest red system. You'll have to have a cadmium drive to get there. So check that out. You can knock out 3 of those milestones in one little area. So other than that, yeah, Elden Ring.
Well, let's talk about Elden Ring, Richard. How are you liking it so far?
All right, so I love it. It is overwhelming. As someone who's a veteran Souls player, that this is definitely my favorite type of game ever. It really is. It's overwhelming, and I think that adds like a mental difficulty because with other Dark Souls, I'm a completionist, and it's that constant fear that I've missed something or I've done something wrong. Had it not been for the notes on the ground, there's a witch that appears at the Church of Ella at night, and she gives you something that I think is very, very important. Maybe it's just a way to get it earlier. I don't know if you miss it, if you just miss it completely. But if it's nighttime, warp to the Church of Ella, and you'll see a witch there, and she gives you some items that I think you really need. So, I'm already wondering, damn, is there something else I've missed? Because I don't want to go look at a guide. I don't want to look at how to start and all that stuff. I really want to just be surprised over and over again, and it has. But there is that fear that I've missed something important. So,
well,
other than that, man, it's great.
So, I'm not going to do spoilers or anything. If it's not story related, but at least from my experience, I've only played Demon Souls in this, I played a little of Dark Souls 3. But every game I have played has had this boss that is at the tutorial of the game, and you're not. I mean, some of them, I guess, you're not supposed to beat them, but if you do beat them, you get certain rewards or something like that. And I did see what the reward was for if you kill that like tutorial boss, and it actually is a really nice thing. But I don't think it's like a nice weapon and shield, but I don't think you can even use it until like later on in the game. But it's like a magic based sword or something like that. But yeah,
I got it about halfway, and it just he's got so much HP.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's fun. I've had more enjoyment with this than even I did with. I mean, I still like Demon Souls, but I feel like I've put more time into this one already and effort into it and learning the game than I did with Demon Souls. But right before we started recording, I got destroyed and I lost a bunch of stuff, and I'm just mad. And I just want to go back and get it. So, I mean, Richard was. I guess he was because he had it for a week now, but like he hasn't because of all the other stuff. He hasn't really put a lot of time into it, and I bought it last night, and I guess we were kind of synced up where we were at a little bit, and he went through this cave with a bunch of wolves in it, and at the end of it was like a wolf man boss. And then on the ground, there was a bunch of, like, signs of, like, I did it. And he was just like, you guys had problems with this? And I was like, and he didn't tell me he was, like, fighting some wolf boss. And I was like, man, I just got my ass kicked by some wolf boss. He's like, that's the boss I was just talking about. How did you lose to that?
Easiest boss in Souls game history. Literally.
And I got my shit rocked by it. No, it wasn't that bad. I just needed to do better resource management. But yeah. It's fun. I just got my little horse. My horse that can double jump. It's fantastic.
So if you're not a caster, here, this is sage advice for any Souls game. Don't fat roll. Like, if you start out as, like, the Vagabond, unequip that halberd unless you're going to use it. Don't have a bunch of shit equipped so that when you roll, fat rolling is when you're too heavy to, like, really roll properly. Make sure you're not fat rolling. If you're fat rolling in a Souls game, you're going to get slaughtered.
I think my biggest complaint, or not complaint, my problem, is I'll get hit once, and my character gets so staggered, he just sits there and just takes like 2 or 3 more hits, and then my health is just gone.
Yeah.
That's just where we're at with it.
You know, you can also rebalance your flasks. Since you're a caster, you can do that at those... I still call them bonfires. They're not called bonfires.
Oh, when you touch grass? I mean, grace?
Yeah. Sight of Grace. That's it. They're called Sights of Grace. Yeah, you can... I can't remember what the option is, but you can actually, like, divert health flasks and magic flasks. Because, like, I think I started with, like, 3 health flasks and 2 magic flasks, even as a Vagabond. I don't use magic. So, like, I immediately, like, converted my magic flasks over to just health flasks.
Yeah. Interesting. But anyway, let's jump off of that and talk about some news this week.
League of Legends.
Don't say that word on here. We're going to start with the PlayStation Plus and Xbox Games with Gold and the games for Game Pass for this month. So on the PlayStation side, we have Ghost Runner, and for a PS5 exclusive, Ghost of Tsushima Legends, which is the multiplayer for Ghost of Tsushima. And then in non-related Ghost stuff, there's Ark Survival Evolved and Team Sonic Racing. The Xbox Games with Gold is terrible, as always, but the Game Pass stuff is really nice. The Games with Gold is The Flame in the Flood, Street Power Soccer, Sacred 2 Fallen Angel, and probably one of the best games ever, SpongeBob's Truth or Square. And then with Game Pass, this is stuff that it's kind of just trickling out all throughout the month. This isn't just available all right now. You have Flight Simulator coming to the cloud. Far Changing Tides for Xbox, PC, and cloud. Kentucky Route Zero, which I've heard really good things about. I want to try it. It's a little indie game. Xbox, PC, cloud. And then Guardians of the Galaxy, the one that just came out in October, is coming out. It's on PC, cloud, and console, which I think that's March 13th. So if you've been waiting to get that, it's a good little pickup. Young Souls.
It's a really good game.
Yeah. Young Souls coming to everything. Final Fantasy 13 Lightning Returns for Xbox and PC. And Lawn Mowing Simulator. It's coming out. If you like mowing the yards, but you don't want to get out because you got allergies, you know? Like you just get out there and you just cut some virtual grass.
We're headed to spring, so if you need to, like, if you feel you need to brush up skills on yard maintenance before it starts.
Yeah, exactly.
That's crazy. Like,
There's a simulator for everything. It's crazy. There's one for like power washing houses. It's like a $20.
The lore behind that.
There's a lore for those games.
Yes, for Power Wash Simulator.
Oh my god! Tell me, I need to know.
So, just long story short, the way that they explained it, the guy who's doing the power washing jobs and the guy who contacts you, he kind of gives you side stories on the person's house or car or playground that you're cleaning up. And at the end of the game, well, towards the end of the game, you've got this volcanic area, and pretty much the town that you're in takes a turn for the worse, Pompeii style.
Oh my god!
And they're saying that the guy who is taking the contract is taking it from some demon from ancient Rome time, and he's setting out to destroy the city. And it's like he's watching off the seals that's on the house and all this other stuff. And I was like, you've got to be kidding me.
What a fucking twist!
That is incredible.
I love that. I absolutely love that.
So as we're talking about this, an update for Power Wash Simulator just popped up on Twitter, and it just says new jobs, cosmetics, gnome return, and fixes and more.
And then the Mario flood, and then
you're just watching satanic symbols off of houses. That's fantastic. Like, okay, like, and he's like, oh yeah, and then you go to like a lava world. I was like, oh, like what? Oh my god,
that is awesome.
I wish every simulator game had that, like lawn mowing simulator. Oh yeah, halfway through, like you just fall into a sinkhole and you're just in like hollow earth, and there's like Godzilla and King Kong in the background, and they're duking it out, and you're only armed with like a push mower, so you just sit there cutting the grass down there, watching this like kaiju battle happen in the background, or just something like. Every single one of them has got some shit like that going on. That'd be fantastic.
Oh my god, they should start the next Mario game as a plumbing simulator. And then take the twist,
I think the biggest troll ever would be if Nintendo was like, yeah, this is the new Mario game, and like literally the whole time it's like a more down to earth Mario game where he is just a plumber and you're just helping people with like their side quests or their like projects, and it's like a kitchen sink simulator. Like the whole game, it's just like the whole thing is just like, because no one, and they just like they didn't put that in the trailer though, so everyone's like, oh my gosh, this is awesome. It's like some high fantasy Mario game, and like all that stuff is like a dream that Mario has like in the opening of it, and then it's just him like just doing drugs, wearing pants that don't fit properly, and his ass cracks just hanging out, and him and Luigi are just like eating shrooms and fixing pipes. Like be great.
And laying some pipe.
I wasn't gonna say it, but you did. Yeah. Like, oh, you don't have the money to pay for this? Well,
take a look at my mushroom.
I call him Toad. Speaking of Nintendo, they are pissing a bunch of people off, which is not. It's not an irregular thing. They're always pissing somebody off. And they have been pissing off the fighting game community with EVO because they have withdrawn Smash Brothers from all EVO fighting game tournaments this year, which they've been a part of it since 2007. But last year, Sony purchased EVO, and people think that has a part to deal with it, and then also the fact there was a lot of like sexual harassment stuff going on 2 years ago with it. But they are not going to be a part of EVO this year, so I won't be paying attention to that at all, because that's the only thing I care about with EVO. Richard, I don't know if you thought this was funny or not, but someone bought the domain for SilentHill.com so they could troll Konami with it, publishing tweets from was it Masahiro Ito, where she's like, I wish I hadn't designed fucking Pyramid Head. It's like just sharing all these tweets and shit about it.
Yeah, I don't. I'm glad they did it because it's way past time for Silent Hill to come back. There's no reason other than Konami's desire to do pachinko games. I feel like, and of course, I can't tell some big Japanese company what to do, but they've got a lot of great IPs. And I mean, if they're not going to do anything with it, maybe not sell them, but at least sell the rights. Let someone else do it. I mean, you got they got Castlevania, they got Silent Hill, they got Contra. I mean, they got there's been Contra games coming out, but they're mediocre at best. So.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting. What?
So, does anyone know about this game called Amnesia?
Yeah,
I've heard of it.
So, do you think it would be a good idea if they decided to sell the rights? If the developers of Amnesia picked up Silent Hill? Because I think that they could probably do something with it.
I'd be okay with it, obviously. What is
Amnesia's not a combat game, though, is it?
It kind of is. I mean, I'm sure they could work it into it. Either them or Red Barrels, which is the company that makes like Outlast. Like, I feel like they could do something good with it too. Except that Outlast, there is no combat in those games. But
there's a Silent Hill that they made. I think it came out for the Wii or the Wii U or something like that. It was like Frozen Memories or something. It was supposed to be sort of like a retelling of the first one, and it was a non-combat Silent Hill, and it did not go over well at all.
Well, wasn't the PT demo? It was non-combat, wasn't it?
Yeah, but that wasn't classic Silent Hill though. That was I don't know what that was. It was awesome, but it wasn't like it. I don't know. It wasn't. There was no combat in that at all. That was basically walk around in circles till the creepy ghost lady killed you.
Yeah. I know we kind of already talked about Elden Ring. I do want to praise its stats, though, and statistics, because after we recorded is when the Elden Ring reviews came out, and it was getting 10 out of 10s everywhere, which is like one of those things where it's like, holy shit, this is like actually going to live up to the hype behind it. Richard, you look like you have something you want to say.
No, I'm listening. Okay. I'm being attentive.
It is currently at a if you use Metacritic and you think that it's a decent thing to listen to, it's currently at a 97, so it's on par with Mario Odyssey, Breath of the Wild, GTA 5, the original Halo, to name a couple of them. There's like 3 or 4 Tony Hawk games on the 97 list.
See, I think that some of those games actually like kind of piss on the ranking of 10. Like, you're going to compare them and put them in the same category as some of those games. It's like, well, that makes it sound like it's not that good.
Well, I mean, the thing is like, they combines all the review scores. So somewhere, I don't know what reviewer it was, but somewhere in there, some reviewers weren't giving it 10 out of 10s, and I should have pulled up what they were shitting on the game about, because they're the reasons why it's not higher. Because the only thing that's like higher than that is like Ocarina of Time and like 1 or 2 other games. I think
higher than a 10.
Well, no, like the combined Metacritic score, because it
goes
up to 100. And Ocarina of Time, I think, is like the only game that's at a 99 on Metacritic.
I don't know. There was a hard drive article that said that they had paid off every single reviewer that exists.
Where's our money? Damn, what the hell? I'm about to file a class action lawsuit. It has I don't have like sales numbers across everything, but on Steam, the current, at the time I made the notes, which was yesterday, the total concurrent players was 891,000, which means that just on PC alone, it's close to 1 million players going, which means across everything, it's probably sold about 1.5 to 2 million copies, which is up 26% from Dark Souls 3, which was up until Elden Ring came out, which was the highest grossing Dark Souls game, or Soulsborne game, I should say. So yeah, it's selling really well, which means that they're probably going to. Do Dark Souls games do expansions, Richard?
Yes, yeah.
So it's gonna get some.
I think each one has had 2.
Nice. Well, hopefully that means they're gonna keep supporting it, and maybe Elden Ring will become its own. Would you want Elden Ring to be like an Elden Ring 1 and 2, or just like
No.
alone?
No. I mean, they can do something else with this formula, but I've often said that, FromSoft, their real talent is just like you create that one IP and then you leave it at that. I don't want another Sekiro. I mean, I do, but I don't want another Sekiro, Bloodborne. They're so good, and it's instead of Elden Ring 2, I'd like to see something else in this format.
Well, they laid the beginning on pretty thick, as far as the legend and the lore. So it wouldn't really make sense to try to come out with something else to try to top that. As far as the Elden Ring sequel, it just wouldn't make sense.
Yeah. I mean, to me, it would only make sense because they got George R.R. Martin involved, which is like. He's known for massive storytelling stuff. So, I mean, bringing him on makes you think they could do it. But, I mean, leave the man alone so he'll finish the fucking Game of Thrones books. But
it's so weird because even, they got all this lore, but just like other Soulsborne games, it's given to you very cryptically. Mm-hmm. I don't know what the fuck is going on right now. I don't know why I'm tarnished, or I know that there was an Elden Ring that was awesome, and it shattered, and the shit hit the fan. And that's it.
Yeah. Well, speaking of sequels, the 9th generation of Pokemon was revealed back on Pokemon Day, which was on Sunday, the 27th? Yeah. So they announced Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet, the first true open-world Pokemon games. When Pokemon Legends Arceus was announced, everyone thought it was going to be open world, and they got turned into an open area game. But this is going to actually be the first open world Pokemon game. Michael, you're just as big a Pokemon fan as I am, or if not more. How are you feeling about Pokemon Scarlet and Violet?
Well, the logos need some work. Holy shit. But at a certain point, what do we call open world?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I kind of feel like we had the open world already. Maybe not quite in a truest sense, but what qualifies as open world at this point?
Well, as far as Pokemon goes, you can walk in and out of a city without a loading screen, and not having to go back to a hub world like Monster Hunter and Arceus. So I mean,
fair enough.
I would say that's as far as in the Pokemon sense, that's the big separation right there. It's I could walk from one town to another without it, having to cut back and forth between loading screens and stuff. It's just seamless.
With no visible transition. Got it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's it'll load everything that's right in front of you and kind of unload the assets behind you, I guess, to help keep the game loading forward.
Yeah.
Steven, how do you feel about Pokemon Scarlet and Violet?
I'm not really ready for it.
Also, is the Switch ready for it? I mean, we already have pop-in with what we have right now.
Yep.
Terrible pop-in.
I'm not really sure how I feel about it. I've been looking at different fan art, different people's takes on the announcement, and
that's a dangerous game.
And it's, I just don't know how I feel about it. But I'll reserve judgment until some more content comes out. Because I haven't really completed my storyline with Pokemon. But then again, I can't really say that you can complete it because it's kind of all over the place, and it kind of seems like it's different universes in my eyes anyway. So I'm not really sure. I'm just gonna have to wait to reserve judgment on it.
Yep. Jason, you ready to jump back into another generation of Pokemon now that you just finished Arceus?
Yes.
You finished Arceus already?
Yeah.
Yeah, I finished it. I didn't like 100% like everything in the game, but I did get the true ending. So, but yeah, no, it looks good so far. I mean, there's a lot. I mean, there's always room for improvement because when you're playing PlayStation 5 open world games and you're looking at Nintendo open world games, they're completely different ballparks. But I mean, I'm excited to try it out. I'm excited to see it work. Like one of the big gripes about Arceus was I would want to travel between the zones, and you can't do that. You have to go back to the hub, back out, back to the hub, back out, and that's one of the things I did not like. Maybe they'll update that at some point. Who knows? But yeah, I'm excited. If it's going to be open world, I'm hopping in.
That would make probably the 6th through 10th open world game that I'm probably going to play. Probably more for you, Chase, and everyone else. But like, oh my God, this is. I mean, I'm already on number 3 of just this. Like, and we're only in the 3rd month so far. March just started. Like, oh my God, Richard, you are. You seem pretty excited about Pokemon.
Yeah, of course, man. You got the cat with the marijuana leaf on his face, so
yeah.
No, he's actually missing a leaf. But yeah, I've loved all the weed cat stuff that I've seen so far. There's been a lot of great art out there, and a lot of bitching afraid that he's gonna turn bipedal.
Yeah,
Seen that's like a big concern. Apparently, there was some other cat in some other Pokemon game that ended up being a furry or something like that, and everybody was like, "No!" So I don't know what the big deal is with that. Like, I mean, is it that much of a deal? I don't. Y'all are all more into Pokemon than I am. So let me ask you is that really a big deal? If that little cat turns into a wrestler or like something that walks on 2 feet, are y'all gonna be pissed?
No,
it's just. I mean, not really, but it's tired design. Like, they keep on doing it. Like, they did, like, what, there's 3 firefighting types just from the starters? Yeah. Like, it's tired.
Yeah, more people are, I think, going to be upset if the fire starter Fuecoco turns into a firefighting crocodile than they would be if the cat, what is the cat's name? Sprigatito turns into a bipedal cat.
And a lot of people are putting forth like dual typings. I'm okay with them staying single type.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get
that dual typing out.
I'm gonna get the duck, and I want him to evolve into Scrooge McDuck. It'd be fucking awesome, man, because I love DuckTales. Or Donald. Kind of got a Donald-like look to him with the colors.
Yeah.
And to Michael's point, this is the 3rd water duck Pokemon too. So I mean, like there's plenty of those. I was pitching to someone like, okay, if they like to keep Pokemon starters having similar like aspects to them, the one from the last game, I don't know its name. I never used it. It was like the lizard starter, the water one. It ended up when it final evolution, like it had like a unique move where it had like a sniper. Like it literally was like a lizard with a sniper rifle, and I think that Quaxley, the water starter, should turn into a giant pirate duck with a musket. I think it'd be cool. This game is like, they've pretty much confirmed this game is based in Spain. So it'd be a lot of like Spanish influences in the game. So yeah, that'd be cool. This is an actual quote from the Pokemon website. It says, various towns blend seamlessly into the wilderness with no borders. You will be able to see the Pokemon of this region in the skies, the seas, the forests, on the streets, all over. You'll be able to experience the true joy of the Pokemon series. And then this is kind of like something that people have latched onto, where it says, battling against wild Pokemon in order to catch them, now in an open world game. So they've pretty much said that they're going to, according to this, they've pretty much abandoned the catching mechanics of Pokemon Legends in favor of the traditional Pokemon thing. Does that kind of like upset anyone? Because you're not going to be able to just throw balls at something constantly until it sticks?
I mean, because it feels like a one-off mechanic, especially for Pokemon. For them to, keep it a tradition of turn-based battling the Pokemon to wear it out and then catch it. That was just their thing. it just worked out well for him. And for them to switch it up for one game is okay, but if they decided to continue on with it, I don't think it would work out well because you can do a lot of chain catching. You can get 2, 3 Pokemon around you at the same time, and if you link stuff up well and have your stuff organized right, you can catch multiple Pokemon within a few seconds of each other. And that's cool, but of course, there's a lot of people out there that weren't ready for that, and they're shitting on the game for that alone. Um, and I think it'll just be a continuing trend of shitting on the game when it's a real good game. And so I think they should just go back to the traditional turn based of catching up.
That's a good point. I mean, I don't really care either way. Like, I've done turn-based battling to weaken Pokemon for 20-ish years, 25 years now. So I mean, one more game ain't gonna hurt me. What's everyone gonna do as far as like starters? Richard said he's going with Quaxley.
The duck.
I'm leaning towards Quaxley, but
I think I want to go with Quaxley because I've seen some really good fan art on the final evolution, and people are thinking that he's going to be a Matador. And some of the drawings that I've seen were like awesome. So I'm like, I really want to see where he's going.
Michael Chase.
And if he doesn't turn out the way I want him to, then I'll just delete my save file and start over.
I will change him.
I don't know. I just Googled the final evolution of Quaxley, and I just have an image where his final evolution, he ends up being Donald Duck from Kingdom Hearts.
Yep.
So.
Well, who was that robot duck from the DuckTales series?
Roboduck.
Yeah, Roboduck.
Need.
Huge duck. I literally watched DuckTales yesterday. So.
Got an action
Did you
figure
ever
of
watch
Duck somewhere.
Darkwing Duck?
Oh, it's Gizmo Duck.
Darkwing Duck, of course. Man, that is the multiverse movie franchise that Disney is totally turning a blind eye to.
I agree.
They need to make a DuckTales movie, a Darkwing Duck movie, robot, and just interweave them and everything. It'd be amazing. This is total side tangent. I know we're sort of in the same age. Y'all remember watching Rescue Rangers?
Yeah.
Have y'all seen the
Yes.
trailer for that trash fucking movie that they're making about it?
No.
Oh, I was pissed.
I wanted
was
to
pissed
rip
off.
my whole fucking TV off the wall and throw it through the wall when I saw that. I was so goddamn pissed.
It was god awful.
If you're a Rescue Rangers fan and you just feel like being pissed for the rest of the day, watch that trailer.
I don't think I will.
So anyway, Michael Chase.
Fucking reality show trash movie is what it is, man. It's
awful.
it's not a Rescue Rangers movie.
Loud yelling.
All right, I'm done. We can continue.
Anyway,
Sorry.
who do y'all plan on picking for your starters?
I'm probably going to cheat a little bit and see what the final evolution is. But it's probably going to be between Fuecoco or Sprigato.
I'm doing Sprigato.
Or you could just do the thing where you find someone else with the game, you new game it, you send the starters to them, and then they send them back to you, and then you just go with all 3 starters. Let's do it that way.
Or if they let you use Pokemon Home with it, I think you can get to like a certain point, and you can just send it to your Pokemon Home inbox and just reset it.
Mm-hmm. I think you have
And
to
replay an hour of gameplay? I don't think so.
Have they ever done this? Because to me, as someone that's not as into it as others, I think it would be cool because, when I think about like Eevee, and Eevee has different forms depending on like things you can do. What if that was the way with the starter? Like the final evolution of a starter was really dependent on something that you did or something like that.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
This isn't confirmed. That was on the Pokemon Reddit, and people were speculating about how, because every generation here lately has had like some kind of weird gimmick with how the battling system works, and typically the whatever the gimmick is, they tease it somehow like in the logo, which I had to do a little bit of research on this, but like with X and Y, there was like the image of like, there's like a hint of like the Mega Evolution in the logo with the Z moves for Sun and Moon, the what are they called, Gigantamaxing and Sword and Shield. And this one, there's appears to be like, and I'll see if I'll send the link over, but it's something to do with like DNA or something in the logo for Violet and Scarlet. So people think
Pokemon
that,
Fusion.
I mean, maybe, but people think that there's a hint that Pokemon are going to be able to change their typing like mid battle to like accommodate different moves that they're doing and stuff like that. There's also in the trailer they've got these crests, and one of them has oranges on it, and the other one has grapes. And people are thinking that like the whole story of this game is going to be two competing schools doing stuff together.
Grapes?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I got any grapes?
Yeah. Because the outfits in the game are different depending on which version that you pick. So,
And the reason I asked, I'm looking at Quaxley images and Final Evolutions, and there's one here it's water and steel as the Final Evolution, and he kind of has, I mean, he's got like a cool look to him. But you were talking about maybe changing like type mid fight or something like that. I'm talking about like forcing people to make like a permanent decision, like evolution, and like if you don't want water and steel, of course. I know it should be about the moveset and not how they look, but, to me, it also factors how they look. If you didn't necessarily want water and steel, then you go like, water and fairy or something like that. And it actually changes their appearance, too.
How about mid-battle, they randomly start asking you a bunch of Spanish questions because no one expects the Spanish Inquisition.
10 out of 10.
Michael, did you do the DLC for Sword and Shield?
I bought it.
Or I guess if anyone did, there is a Pokemon that you get in the DLC, and I think it's the first DLC, and like you have like these two towers you can go through, and this particular Pokemon, it can change, like its evolution changes depending on which one that you do. I'm gonna try to find that real quick. But yeah, it was very interesting, like how they decided to do it. I think one of them was like dark fighting, and the other one was water fighting. Pile of Armor DLC. Anyway, I'm excited to try that out. Somebody vamp real quick while I try to figure this out. Oh, I found it.
I think some of the more interesting evolutions has been Pangoro, where you had to have a dark type in the game, like on your team, for him to evolve. From Panchamp. It's funny because like originally when they came out with dark types, they didn't want it to seem like it was an evil type. That's why they didn't have a light type.
Yeah.
So, for them to be like, oh, he's corrupted by dark types is kind of like weird and kind of goes against what they originally said about dark typing. And then, what was it? That weird octopus thing, Mal something. Anyway, like, for it to evolve, you have to have your, at least with the 3DS, you had to have it upside down.
Yep.
Really?
Yeah, it was, oh god. It's like a squid or something, and it evolves into an upside down squid.
Yeah.
So the Pokemon I'm talking about is Cubfu, and it'll evolve into Urshifu, and it's a fighting dark or fighting water type depending on a choice that you make in the game. You like level it up in a specific way depending on the choice that you make, and it'll turn into one of those two different. I mean, the Pokemon looks the same, but it has like a different stance, like a fighting stance, depending on which one that you decide to go with. But yeah, they're coming out this holiday, roughly. I think they said late 2022, which usually means that November time frame. Which brings us to our last little bit of stuff Where does Breath of the Wild 2 fit into Nintendo's holiday lineup if it's still coming out this year?
It's not coming out this year.
I think it's going to get delayed. Did anyone think differently?
Well, I know. I don't think, but they've not put anything concrete. Can you really delay something that they've not given a release date for?
They just said 2022.
Oh, they have confirmed 2022?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's coming. I feel like, what was that? You know, we just had a Nintendo Direct, and I remember I kept saying they're going to announce it. I feel like because they didn't talk about it, that just set my tone for my expectation for the rest of the year on it.
But typically they don't talk about Zelda until E3. That's kind of like the game that they always save for E3.
Yeah, but they've announced so much stuff across the course of this year. I don't see it. I don't see it. You're going to be playing it next Easter.
Yeah. So far, their confirmed lineup for this second half of the year is Splatoon 3. It's just summer, but it's either going to be July or August. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is September. Pokemon is late 2022, usually November. Bayonetta 3 is also slated to come out in 2022, which means that probably one of them is going to come out in October and the other one's going to come out in December. But if they did that, that would mean that from September through December, they have released one open world RPG a month. Which is I don't see that being something that happens. I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I would love to play Zelda this year, but we'll just.
I don't think it's in the cards.
I don't. I hope so. I hope it is. Maybe Xenoblade or Bayonetta will get delayed. No, Xenoblade will come out. I hope maybe Bayonetta will get pushed back to spring, and we'll get Zelda December or something. As we're closing up, before we get into trivia, just going to go through the poll. I actually changed the poll. I lied when I said what the poll was last week because there was a Pokemon Presents. And so instead I changed it to be, what starter are you leaning towards in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet? Our base of people, 55.6%, said they were going to go with Sprigatito. 11% with Fuecoco. There's no Fuecoco love. And 33% Quaxley. And in this week's poll is, do you think that Breath of the Wild 2 is still releasing in 2022? And it's just a yes or no. It'll be available as soon as the show ends. And I have a trivia question for everyone. Steven, you have an opportunity to get on the board, sir. So this week's trivia question is going to be, which of these games did not get their own limited edition PlayStation 3 console? Was it Final Fantasy 13, Metal Gear Solid 4, Twisted Metal, or Yakuza 3? Which one?
They didn't get their own PlayStation 3 console?
Like a limited edition console.
Choices one more time.
Yeah. Final Fantasy 13, Metal Gear Solid 4, Twisted Metal, and Yakuza 3.
I'm going to go with Twisted Metal.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Twisted Metal.
Twisted Metal.
I'm going Yakuza.
Yep.
Chase goes against everyone else and gets it wrong. It is it is Twisted Metal. Sorry, I almost said Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah.
Yeah, Twisted Metal was the only one that did not get a limited edition console. Surprise.
Yeah, I remember the Final Fantasy one, and I remember the Metal Gear Solid one. And then, it was... I feel like I like Twisted Metal enough. If that had happened, I'd have remembered it. So
I was going to do PS4 limited edition. I was like, that's still fresh on everyone's mind, though. Like, I feel like everyone would be like, oh, yeah, I know at least most of the limited edition PS4s. I had to run it back a little bit. And I thought about doing 360, and I was just like, no. Because the in my opinion, the Xbox 360 limited edition consoles were just miles better than anything else that's ever come out. Like, you had the C3PO R2D2 Xbox. Like,
Oh yeah.
Chef's Kiss.
Yeah, that was awesome.
That was
Which did the R2D2 beep.
yes, it did. And there was
really?
a Simpsons Hit and Run limited edition console.
Oh man, I want that to be re-released.
Yes.
And wasn't there 2 of those though? Wasn't there Hit and Run and something else?
I don't think so.
I think there is another Simpsons game, but I don't think it's like Hit and Run at all. I don't know. I may have to look into it. But there was actually someone that was remastering Simpsons Hit and Run in Unreal Engine 4, but obviously they can't release it or anything due to, piracy laws and stuff like that. But I remember looking at it, like they remastered like all the textures in the game. Made it look
Oh yeah, they need to put that out. I mean, God, that was
a fantastic game.
It really was.
Also, not gaming related, but John DiMaggio decided to sign up for the Futurama reboot, which means that now the show is going to be fantastic again. So we're looking forward to.
What was his hang up?
He wasn't getting paid enough, and no one on the show was getting paid enough, so they all renegotiated their contracts, so they're all getting paid more. And they're signing up for a 20-episode, 1-season revival.
Well, man, kudos for him for having the balls to stand up.
Yeah.
Worked out for everybody.
There was
So apparently Simpsons Hit and Run 2 was in the works at one point and even had gameplay, but it is not. There was never a sequel.
See, I'm wanting to say there. Wait, no. You know what I'm thinking of? I'm thinking of Simpsons Road Rage.
Mm-hmm.
There was Simpsons Road Rage and Simpsons Hit and Run, so that's what it is. Yeah, they're sort of similar, but yeah, they're not. That's where my confusion was.
I'm hoping, if not this year, next year we get the announcement of the next South Park game. I'm ready for a new South Park RPG. The new season just started. I need to go watch it because apparently they're back to their thing where they're making episodes in 1 week again, so they can keep up with like current world news. And so they've been ripping on the things that are going on over in Ukraine and Russia right now. And
oh man, that's so terrible but so awesome.
I know.
At the same time.
That's the one thing that South Park is like always just captivated me with, is that they are so just on it. Because there's a whole documentary about how they make an episode in 4 days. And but the games were just fantastic too. So all right, as we're closing, Steven, where can everybody find you at on the internet?
You can find me on SoundCloud. This is Breaker Beats 2020, or it's Breaker Beats. I think I changed it. Planning on getting a lot of interesting stuff out there, like I said before, until I can get this whole Spotify thing figured out. And if I can't get it figured out soon, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and release all the new stuff that I did on SoundCloud, because I just wanted to make those instrumentals just like an exclusive to Spotify. And it's pretty much it. Like, my YouTube channel came to a complete halt. I am planning on doing it, but it's not in the near future. So SoundCloud will be your best bet if you want to hear any music that I've been working on. And I've also been collabing with a couple of gamer streamers. So I have a couple of instrumentals that you probably haven't heard on their channel. We've got Token Black Guy. Yes, it's a South Park reference. He does a lot of Call of Duty. He plays Spades sometimes. He does Facebook gaming, but I've been working with him. Got a couple of my intros out with him. Then I've got a guy overseas. I have to look up his name. He does Call of Duty Mobile. He's got a couple of my songs for intros and outros. So so I'm in that business. If you need an intro or outro, holla at me.
I got one. I have an intro from Steve.
Yes.
It's fantastic.
Yes.
Which I'll talk about in a second. But anyway, Michael, where can everybody find you?
Saltaction.com.
Yeah, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
Chase, anything to plug this week?
Nothing really to plug. Gamefly is having another little sale, like a big sale, but I think Far Cry 6 is $20 right now. Call of Duty Vanguard is $30 right now.
Whew.
And that comes with everything that came with the game, like any kind of DLC codes like that. I know the new PlayStation Store deals went up this morning. I got a bunch of notifications on my phone about that. And then GameStop had like a crazy deal this morning. I think it may have been a glitch, but they had like $15 off of any purchase this morning. So people were getting like Elden Ring and Horizon for like $45. Yeah, and then but apparently that deal ended about an hour or so ago. So, but other than that, yeah, I'll be in the Forbidden West if y'all need me.
Richard, what do you got?
Oh, no mini left behind. Facebook and Instagram.
Yeah. So what I was hinting at, I haven't come up with a name for this yet, but Steven actually helped me with some music for another show that we are going to start. Like I said, I haven't come up with a name with it yet, but anyway, I'm still getting everything ready to go with this show. But pretty much this is going to be, instead of like this show, which is more like gaming and news related, this is going to be kind of like going back and reliving and sharing like experiences with games that mean a lot to like us. And so it's like, for example, like, tentpole games throughout like my childhood will be like Mario 64 and Majora's Mask, Banjo-Kazooie, stuff like that. And then up to like more modern stuff, like, just kind of like emotional games that like made you feel a certain type of way, or, just got you through, stuff like that. But the goal with this is, you have several different people on, lots of guests that haven't been like on this show or anything else that we've done. And spend like one episode probably every other week, for maybe once a month, depending on how things line up. Just doing stuff like that. And then, but it's not going to be a live show. It's going to be, I'm going to record all of these and then probably going to just throw them out there either like once every other week, or just, I'm still figuring it out. But anyway, I'll have more to share about that later. And also, as far as something you can look in today, soon as this episode ends, like as soon as I hit end stream, I'm going to be clicking the start stream button and streaming Elden Ring on the channel. So if you want to see me get my ass kicked in real time and get mad and hopefully not break my PlayStation controller, that'll be happening shortly after we get done with this. So thank you guys for watching. Richard, Steven, Chase, Michael, thanks for coming to hang out again this morning. And we'll see you next time. Michael, do you have a plug before we go, though?
Not inserted currently, but I'm working on it.
Jesus.